morning YouTube, it's Tweak Bigfoot and welcome back to the Wild Zone. Now today I want to talk to you about the game of the year. It's that time of year again, and we have the 6 nominees. Now I've looked at different websites such as IGN, GameSpot, Metacritic, and the Video Game Awards. And for the purposes of this video, I decided I'm going to go with the Video Game Awards because that's what they do. That is their job. They look up the video games and they compare them and they pick the top 6 for Game of the Year. Now we've got 6 nominations here. 5 I expected to see, 1 I did not, and it actually took me by surprise. So I'm not going to tell you which one, you'll have to find out in just a second. But let's get right into it. Red Dead Redemption 2 almost probably will win. I'm almost sure of it. It deserves it. Amazing game. It just came out and already is making tons and tons of money, critical acclaim. Really what people wanted. Rockstar put their heart and soul into this game, and it's an instant classic. Monster Hunter World. A little surprised to see it up here. I expected it would be, but there it is, Monster Hunter World. I honestly didn't play it. I watched lots of gameplay on it, watched videos and reviews, read lots about it. Didn't really interest me as a game. It looks incredible though. Maybe it's a game I'll pick up on like a bargain sale or see it for $30 here or there. Overall, looks incredible. Not really surprised to see it up here. Maybe just a little bit. Celeste. Now this is the game that took me right out of left field. I did not think it would be up for Game of the Year. I've watched lots of videos on it and reviews, and I can contemplate buying it, but again, not my style. And did not think it would be Game of the Year worthy, but here it is, a little indie game up against these big AAA titles, and I almost hope it wins. I don't think it will, but only time will tell. Now, Marvel Spider-Man. This is an incredible game. I love it. Incredible game. Not surprised to see it up here at all. Insomniac did an amazing job publishing it, and they really put their heart and soul into this game. I hope it wins. We'll have to see. Assassin's Creed Odyssey. Not a bad game. It's an Assassin's Creed game. It has really pushed what Origins did and brought that formula out more. Not surprised to see it up here. Again, one of those AAA titles that has just recently come out is already doing phenomenal and improving on the groundwork that was set before it. And another personal favorite of mine, God of War. This is a game, again, I don't own it, but it is on my list for Boxing Day up here in Canada. It is a game I will be picking up and be making videos about. I love the whole series. I've played every game, minus the new one. Incredible game, looks fantastic, really brought back what gamers wanted, and has just done phenomenal so far. Now, you might have figured out which game I think should win Game of the Year, and I'll give you 3 seconds to figure it out, and then I'll pop it on the screen for you. Ready? 3, 2, 1. And I got you. Definitely not Fortnite. That does not deserve Game of the Year by any means. Except, my thoughts on Fortnite are for a different video. Now, clearly, I'm picking Spider-Man. As you can see with the gameplay in the background, I think Spider-Man deserves Game of the Year for many good reasons. One of the biggest being is that it brought back the glory of the Spider-Man games. The earlier ones that I played as a kid for PlayStation 2 are such good games. Those were great superhero games. There were lots to do, the story was good, and overall, the combat was okay. You know what? Decent game for its time. And then we got the steaming piles of garbage that are Amazing Spider-Man 1 and Amazing Spider-Man 2. Now, don't get me wrong, I love the movies. I think that they're great, and I like the story. I don't like the games. I think when they brought them over to games, they let everyone down. Maybe if they pulled in Andrew Garfield or worked on it a bit more, it would have been better. But overall, the game feels slow. I played this game when it came out, this Spider-Man for PS4, and then I went back and played a bit of Amazing Spider-Man 1, and I lasted maybe an hour. I couldn't bring myself to do it. Visuals aside, the gameplay is clunky and slow, and I just felt handicapped. Within an hour playing this game, you can swing around a good chunk of the city, and there's lots to do, the story's taking off, you can help take down crimes. But Amazing Spider-Man 1, I just felt like I was kind of restricted in the game wanting me to go a certain path, and I didn't like how it played, and it felt slow. That's probably the biggest complaint I had. It just felt clunky. Now, obviously, this game's newer, and it should run better, and it should look better, and it does in both regards. But one of the biggest things is it's a system seller. Numbers for PlayStation went up when Spider-Man came out. I personally bought a console just to play Spider-Man, and I don't regret it. I bought the Days of Play PlayStation when it was on sale. I think it was, what, $3.49 Canadian, and I have zero regrets when I bought this. It has been so worth it, and I have played this game for hours on end, almost 100% of the story, and playing most of the DLCs that are currently out as of making this video. Now, another big thing with Spider-Man is that it broke records. So I'm going to link this article down below, and I'll include the screenshot right here on screen. And as you guys can see, it says, in just 3 days, Spider-Man managed to sell more than 3.3 million copies, making it the fastest selling first-party PlayStation title ever. God of War previously set this record in the same year. That's God of War 4, which is also up for nomination. But Spider-Man took the record down. It significantly destroyed that record. Following up in the article, according to USA Today, the Spider-Man game had a significantly bigger launch than the film Spider-Man Homecoming, which raked in $117 million in its opening weekend. Now, with the $60 price tag of the game, it took in at least $198 million overall. Now, this is a little bit of an older article. This is from September, I know, but this game destroyed the Spider-Man Homecoming launch. And yes, it's to be expected because the game costs more, and you know, different things like that, people pirating the movie and things, but overall, Spider-Man the game set the bar for what a game hype should be. I love Homecoming. Spider-Man as a whole I really like a lot, but Homecoming was, you know, hyped up a lot. People were excited to see it, and it delivered. It was a fantastic Spider-Man movie that set the bar. Spider-Man the game for PS4 has just blown it out of the water. Clearly, as the numbers show, it demolished its sales, and it's continued to be good. Insomniac took their time crafting this game, and they made sure that gamers had a fluid, fun experience playing it. Playing through this game, I'm almost done 100% of it, and I'm still finding things to do, like hidden camera spots, crimes. Many different things are keeping me entertained in this game. After playing it and finishing it and playing through the first DLC, I see why this game has made so much money. I see why people were excited. I personally went to the midnight release, which in Canada was at 9 p.m. where I live, and there's people in costumes. The lines were at the door. There were so many people that there was other businesses handing out like snacks and drinks, you know, people to get a little interest and bring people into the store. It was such a big event that I waited in line for 45 minutes just to get my copy, and I was there right at the doors opening. I can't imagine what people waited through if they came later. I tell you this to further the point that Spider-Man as a game is so big, and I understand it's going up against big heavy hitters like Red Dead Redemption 2 and God of War 4, but I think it's got a chance. Insomniac took their time when they made this game, and it really shows as you play through it. You'll notice one of the biggest things that's not in the game is microtransactions, and I think that pushes the game to a whole another level. Yes, you can buy DLC for the game, and I'm okay with that, truthfully. I'm okay buying DLC for this game because, one, it's reasonably priced. You get 3 good story content for $30 Canadian. And 2, the game is so well made and there's so much time and talent into it that I'm okay to pay a bit more to get a little bit more story content. For me, that's a win-win marketing system on Insomniac's part. And finally, one of the biggest things that Insomniac did was listen to the fan base. So when the game came out, after you were done, there was no New Game Plus. There was not really a reason to replay it, and unless you were decently good at the game, you weren't getting every challenge token or getting all these crime tokens because hitting the bonus objectives for the average player is a bit tricky. So what did Insomniac do? They listened to the fan base, and they came out with a New Game Plus mode. They added another way for people to play through their game again while getting better at it, because they can go back in, play it again, and get those challenge tokens at their own pace. Honestly, Insomniac listened to what the fans wanted when they made this game, and they really pushed it to the next level. Visually, it's a great game. Story-wise, it's a phenomenal game with lots of twists and turns that I won't spoil here. Combat is incredible, and yes, you can say, well, it just copies the Batman Arkham combat. Any action RPG, for the most part, in the last 3-4 years has copied that combat system.
Captain,
And finally, the movement system. Insomniac hits it out of the park with this movement system by giving us 2 ways to swing. Using the right trigger gives us a nice big arc swing, and the X button gives us a nice little point zip swing. Both of these help utilize Spider-Man's movement abilities, helping you get across the city without losing your momentum or speed. It is actually possible to go point to point, north to south, in this game without hitting the ground, and it's in part to these two web swings that really help propel Spider-Man's movement to feeling like a natural movement that is just an extension of the play. Anyway, guys, that's my case for Spider-Man for PS4. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you agree with me, feel free to let me know in the comments below. And if you do disagree with me, feel free to let me know as well. I love this game, and I'd love to see it win, but the only time will tell. Anyway, guys, that's it. And I hope you have a really good day. Talk to you later.